The place. The Royal Schools have accepted me as a student. I got in!
I thought they were not the arbiters of taste.
There must be great promise in my work.
Bridgerton fans, get ready, because Season 4 is shaping up to be something very different from anything we've seen before. If you thought you already knew the rhythm of the show, you might want to rethink that. The cast and crew have been dropping hints, and it sounds like this upcoming season will bring a fresh tone, a brand new perspective, and a deeper look into corners of the Bridgerton world we've never really explored. Polly Walker, who you'll know as Portia, Dowager Baroness Featherington, recently shared some intriguing details in an interview with Collider. She explained that the season they just wrapped filming has a very different tone from the previous ones. The change isn't just in mood either, it's in the structure of the storytelling itself. This time, the series will lean heavily into an upstairs-downstairs style, a bit like what fans of Downton Abbey might remember. What that means is we're not only following the glamorous lives of the Bridgertons and their peers, but we're also going to spend more time with the people who work behind the scenes in those grand houses. Walker hinted that we'll get to know the servants, the people who are standing at the door witnessing it all, and more importantly, we'll hear their stories too. It's an approach that can make the show feel richer, because the audience gets to see events from completely different angles. Production for Season 4 has officially wrapped, which is both exciting and a little torturous for fans, because now comes the wait for new episodes. But the anticipation is made even bigger by the fact that this season will finally give us Benedict Bridgerton's love story with Sophie Beck, based on Sophie Beckett from the books. Netflix has teased that Benedict will meet Sophie, a mysterious lady in silver, at his mother's masquerade ball. And from there, things will never be the same. The upstairs-downstairs element is also getting some extra love from other cast members. Yaren Ha, who plays Sophie, said that the dynamic will bring a new fresh energy and vibe to the series, and Luke Thompson, our Benedict, pointed out how exciting it is for longtime supporting characters, like Mrs. Wilson or John the Footman, to step into the spotlight for a change. It's not just about new characters, it's about giving depth to ones we've been seeing in the background for seasons. Showrunner Jess Brownell echoed those thoughts, saying how much fun it is to go downstairs, meet new characters, see new sets, and realize how the lives of servants can reveal more about the main characters. It's a storytelling device that can shake things up in the best way, and it sounds like Season 4 will lean into that fully. Of course, the heart of this season will be Benedict and Sophie's romance. Fans of Julia Quinn's novel An Offer from a Gentleman will recognize the broad strokes, but the show is making some changes, starting with Sophie's surname being Beck instead of Beckett. And if you've read the book, you know that their relationship is far from simple. One of the most dramatic parts of their story is Sophie's imprisonment after a major falling out with Benedict. In the book, Sophie's wicked stepmother Araminta tries to have her shipped off to Australia as punishment. That sets up one of the most iconic scenes in the entire Bridgerton book series, Benedict and Violet storming the jail to rescue her. It's a turning point, not just because it exposes Araminta's crimes, like embezzling Sophie's dowry, but because it cements Benedict's devotion to Sophie. And honestly, it's hard to imagine the show leaving out such a powerful moment, because without it, the emotional weight of their story wouldn't be the same. Part of what makes this arc so intense is the societal backdrop. Benedict is from a high-ranking family, while Sophie is a servant. Marrying her would be seen as scandalous, and in the book, this leads Benedict to make a desperate offer for Sophie to become his mistress, something she refuses no matter how much she loves him. That choice shows Sophie's strength and her refusal to compromise her values, and it also fuels the conflict that drives the prison scene later. But Season 4 isn't just promising a rich romance, it also seems to deliver a stronger villain storyline than Season 3 managed. While Cressida Cowper caused trouble last season, her arc fizzled when she was sent to live with her aunt. She was scheming, sure, but not exactly the kind of villain that makes your skin crawl. That's where Lady Araminta Gunn, played by Katie Lung, comes in. Araminta's character is getting an expanded backstory in the series, but one thing's already clear: she will be a formidable antagonist. Her actions, including enslaving and abusing her stepdaughter Sophie, make her a far darker and more dangerous presence than Cressida ever was. And because she's a fresh face for the series, there's room to fully establish her as the season's central villain without any baggage from previous seasons. In addition to all this, Netflix is adding entirely new scenes that weren't in the original novel. One newly released image shows Hyacinth and Eloise hosting Rosamund Lee and Posey Lee in the Bridgerton living room, a meeting that never happens in the book. It's a subtle shift, but it says a lot about how the show is expanding the world beyond the source material. This kind of scene can help flesh out side characters like Rosamund and Posey, while also giving more development to Eloise and Hyacinth, who will eventually lead their own seasons. It's worth noting that Eloise has had significant screen time in past seasons, often tied to Penelope's storyline, but Hyacinth has mostly been in the background. Giving them more to do now makes perfect sense because it builds anticipation for their future arcs. And it also mirrors what the show has already done with Benedict, giving him more depth before his big season arrives. Of course, adding new scenes and subplots does more than just fill time. It helps weave a tighter, more interconnected world where the relationships between families feel more lived in. In this case, the meeting between the Bridgertons and the Lees might even add layers to Sophie's backstory, since in the original story, she's not close to her stepfamily at all. That means the show could be setting up new twists or emotional beats we're not expecting. What's especially exciting is that past seasons of Bridgerton have often used supporting character arcs to lay the groundwork for future main stories. Season 3, for instance, gave us glimpses into Francesca's path and introduced Michaela Sterling, paving the way for the eventual adaptation of When He Was Wicked. Now, by focusing more on Eloise and Hyacinth alongside Benedict and Sophie, Season 4 could be doing the same for later seasons. So when you add it all up, Season 4 is doing a bunch of things at once. It's finally delivering Benedict's long-awaited love story. It's fleshing out supporting characters with new subplots. It's introducing a villain with real teeth. And it's experimenting with an upstairs-downstairs narrative style that can make the world of Bridgerton feel even more alive. That's a lot of moving parts, but if it's done well, it could make this one of the richest seasons yet. The blend of romance, drama, and fresh perspectives means Season 4 won't just be another repeat of the formula. Instead, it's leaning into the idea that this world is bigger than the ballroom, that the stories happening in the kitchens, hallways, and servant quarters are just as compelling as the ones unfolding in the drawing rooms. And because we'll be meeting new characters and deepening our connection to familiar faces, the show is giving itself more options for the future. In the end, even though Benedict and Sophie's romance is the emotional heart of the season, the other layers, from Araminta's schemes to the Lee's introduction to the expanded roles for Eloise and Hyacinth, are what could make this season stand out. It's a reminder that in Bridgerton, love stories may be the hook, but the ensemble and the world building are what keep us invested. And that's exactly why the wait for Season 4 feels so long. Because it's not just about seeing who ends up with whom, it's about stepping back into a world that's familiar but still full of surprises, and watching it grow in ways that feel fresh even after 4 seasons. And that's that for today's video. Thank you so much for watching our video today, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like our video, share this video with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.